Cold anger burned in Lu Fan's eyes. His gaze pierced through them. He knew he could destroy them in one fell swoop if he wanted to, but he hadn't done so yet. He wanted to test their hidden power, give them one last chance, but they were too arrogant to value this opportunity. They had repeatedly humiliated and tortured the He family. Now times had changed. Lu Fan's breath deepened. Invisible power surged in his palms. He spoke, his voice so cold that even the wind stopped. Now it's my turn, and I'll show you the true power. In an instant, he activated the dragon language nature. This was no ordinary art. Its unique feature was that it could cast and copy the language and natural power of his pet dragon. And when this power manifested itself based on the stats of a warrior like Lu Fan, its brilliance and destructive power were beyond imagination. The old man stood up once again, leaning on the talisman. His slouched figure was still full of pride. He pointed a finger at Lu Fan and said with a cold laugh, "You can't do anything to me." Glowing talismans suddenly swirled around him. This was his most dangerous art, the mysterious talisman's spirit shield power. Each talisman hovered in the air, creating an invisible wall. These talismans could not only block attacks, but also transform the power of the elements into healing and control. It would be an impenetrable shield for 8 seconds, and could shrink and strengthen defenses when needed. Anti-magic power could even be aroused using these talisman shields. Lu Fan looked at the shield, and a deep glow flashed in his eyes. He said, his voice spreading like an echo, "Okay, now you can taste my power." The next moment, blazing power burst out from his hands. The earth trembled, the sky turned red, and then lava explosion. Flames erupted from all sides. The ground cracked open, and a pool of boiling lava poured out. The talismans surrounding the old man turned to ash one by one. He couldn't even scream. The lava surrounded him, and all his protection was shattered in an instant. The talismans burned to ash. The lava swallowed up his power completely. A last flash of fear flashed in his eyes, and then his body went limp. He fell down wildly, to the ground, lifeless and unconscious. Lu Fan slowly transformed into his human form and rushed forward. Both enemies now lay on the ground in front of him, the Heavenly Rider and the old man. The Heavenly Rider was breathing heavily. He raised his head with difficulty, his eyes filled with pain and apprehension. His broken voice rang out, "Lu Fan, our clan's divine archer, can penetrate even divine camouflage. But why did your dragon not even sense him? What trick, what secret did you use?" Lu Fan listened to Heavenly Rider, but his eyes were expressionless. He just turned back and said with a slight smile, "I see. So you're referring to that insect that's been hiding in the shadows and trying to sense my strength?" He raised 2 fingers. The air became thicker with every move he made. Heavenly Rider glared at him, but the next moment he coughed out thick blood. The blood droplets spread as they dripped to the ground. Lu Fan's smile deepened. "It's your own fault. I already warned you, either hand over the resources, compromise, or be prepared for your entire clan to be wiped out, but you didn't listen to me." His gaze was as sharp as a sword. "Now I see you've chosen another path. Do you really want to wipe out your entire clan?" Heavenly Rider groaned in pain as he tried to get up. Beads of sweat were running down his forehead. He said in a hushed voice, "Lu Fan, think about it. You may not be afraid of the Huang clan, but the power behind us is greater than any power." The old man gestured with his hand, his eyes shining. "Yes, we have the Ning clan behind us, a high noble family. They have a 100th grade expert. They will wipe you out in one go." But Lu Fan's eyes did not flinch or change. His voice was cold, as if it came from the netherworld. End of the matter. The old man was stunned. "Lu Fan, don't be crazy. If you slaughter us, the Ning clan will not leave you alive." Just then, an aura began to burst out from beneath the ground. The earth shook. A dark glow began to surround Lu Fan. He said, "If you care so much about the Ning clan, then call them. I already have the path to the underworld prepared." At his command, Gog Gao Fi and Star Dragon came forward. Their roars caused the sky to split. The old man trembled. For the first time, there was fear in his eyes. Lu Fan. "Do you really want to fight to the death?" A yellow aura glowed around Lu Fan. His voice echoed, "Stay calm. Someone from the Ning clan will come soon, and hear your screams." The Heavenly Rider screamed, "If you kill us, the whole world will become your enemy." The two men threatened him, but Lu Fan stood firm. His gaze was like lightning. "The world is my enemy. That's what I want." Then suddenly, another terrifying force burst out of his body. He said softly, "I have acquired a new skill a while ago. Now it's time to test it." The old man's eyes widened. He looked. 5 huge dragons stood behind Lu Fan. They were bound to his soul, and the next moment, Lu Fan absorbed them all into his body. His appearance began to change. Scales appeared on his skin. His eyes became like fire and storms. His breath roared like an earthquake. "Now it's time," his voice echoed. "I'll test this power, and you two will be my first victims." The dragon created by Lu Fan appeared in front of him at that very moment. The old man and the Heavenly Rider both knelt on the ground in fear and screamed loudly. They could see death right in front of them. They both panicked when they saw Lu Fan's gesture and gave a final warning that if you try to kill us, the Ning family will not spare you. Upon hearing this, Lu Fan looked at him and said, "Are you really scared now?" At that moment, the elder sister who followed Lu Fan could not believe her eyes that Lu Fan had such terrifying powers. The elder sister was also shocked for a while. The elder sister looked at Lu Fan and said, "I just saw you fall and my heart almost stopped. In the blink of an eye, not only did you recover, but you also wiped out the Long and Huang clans." These people had become the biggest headache for the elder sister. They had troubled all the members of the elder sister's family. She now understood that now that Lu Fan was standing as a shield, no one could touch her family. She then smiled and looked at Lu Fan and said, "Now that the Long and Huang clan leaders and elite forces are dead here, the Seth army is no longer a threat. We can control them." Lu Fan agreed. "Okay, and now we should head to the claim." The elder sister immediately flew into the air with her stick. The elder sister looked at Lu Fan with a light smile. "Leave the Wang clan to me now." Lu Fan's eyes lit up when he heard the name of the clan. This was what he was looking for. He had already thought that Long Lan was the place where the map to one of those 2 celestial-level treasures was hidden. Soon, they arrived there. Just then, the status window appeared in front of them, and it read, "The stellar core destroyed 170,000 celestial bodies. As the inner stars split, their power grew even more. Finally, the star dragon exploded, an explosion that shook the universe. His power started at 100 million stars. Now his level had reached 40, and his stellar radius form had now transcended the limits of time." Lu Fan's eyes lit up. This is what I wanted. There was only one bond on that power before. Now that bond was broken. He now had the skill in his hands that could wipe out the entire world. The status window flashed again. 17,000 celestial destruction. Recorded. Seal charged. Charging in progress. On the other side, Long Jane stood alone. He was anxious. Would Lu Fan have died by now? Why? Hasn't there been any messages? Is he alive? Or is he really dead? He was certain that as long as Lu Fan was alive, he couldn't do anything himself. But then, a strange glow suddenly burst out in the sky, so bright that his eyes closed. He was startled. What kind of light is this? He slowly looked up at the sky. The whole sky was shining like a burning sun. And the next moment, he saw a sight that froze his soul. His breath stopped. There was only fear and disbelief left in his eyes. Friends, this chapter ends here. To watch the next chapter, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon.